health, and energy. So, three easy tips for tired and busy moms. Now, as an executive mom, you are managing a high stress job while caring for your family, and it can feel like a never ending marathon. Now, if you find yourself constantly tired, relying on caffeine to push you through, or struggling with brain fog and irritability, your adrenal health might be the one to blame. Now, adrenal glands are small but powerful glands that are present on top of your kidney. So basically, you have kidney on either side in your lower back or around your lumbar spine area. And on top of those kidneys, there are these adrenal glands sitting there, and these are the powerhouse. They are responsible for regulating your energy levels, stresses, and even your sleep-wake cycle. Now, in today's video, let's try and understand how adrenal health or the health of these adrenal glands affects your energy levels, your brain fog, and let's learn three easy tips to protect your adrenal health, to be able to sustain your demanding lifestyle. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Swati. I'm an executive mom power coach. I help moms of younger kids who work in high stress executive jobs to manage their spinal, that is back and neck, and nerve pain, despite low energy levels and brain fog. Now, I do this by giving you simple exercises, some easy lifestyle modification, some tips and tricks that have helped me in my own pain and adrenal fatigue journey. Now, those of you who are familiar with adrenal fatigue will know that it is a very wide term. So, the two main symptoms that I had were low energy levels and lack of focus, or mommy brain, as it sometimes is called. Because most new moms, because the adrenal glands are working overtime, they feel really taxed, and they can, because you've got like a million things on your mind at one time. You have like 50 tabs open. So, in your head. So, sometimes you can have that mommy brain or that brain fog. Anyway, so let's get into the topic for today without taking away more of your time, because hey, we are moms, we are busy people, right? So let's talk about adrenal health and energy, and three easy tips for tired and busy moms. Now, as I was saying about the adrenal gland, they let me give you a little more details on adrenal glands and what do they do to understand how to manage your fatigue and stress levels, or that tiredness and focus. So, adrenal glands, they produce hormones, right? Because they're glands. All glands in our bodies produce hormones. So, they produce cortisol, adrenaline, aldosterone. Now, these hormones, they have specific functions, but overall, they regulate your body's response to stress, um, to metabolism, to blood pressure, and your energy levels. Now, usually, see, as moms, we can be very stressed mentally because we don't realize it, but we pack in so much into our day. And especially if you're a busy mom and you're working in a high stress job, this stress can be tremendous on an everyday basis. Now, when the stress becomes chronic, it is as it is, I mean, we all know about it. So, your adrenal gland can become overworked, right? And that can lead to a state known as adrenal fatigue, where the adrenal glands, because they're so overstressed and you're working overtime every single day, they finally crash out or go towards crashing out and say, all right, we are done. We don't have more energy left. So that is called adrenal fatigue. Now, it is not a term that is recognized widely in the medical world, but holistic health doctors talk about it. I have been through it, so I know it's real. So, adrenal fatigue is described, it has a lot of symptoms. It's got a cascade of symptoms that arise when your adrenal glands struggle to keep up with that constant stress. Okay, so that was a bit of the background on adrenal fatigue and adrenal glands. Now, how does it affect your energy? Now, what happens with, let's look at stress and cortisol. Cortisol is often called the stress hormone, and it is released to help the body to manage those stressful situations. Now, whenever you're stressed, there's a burst of, like, there's a release of cortisol in the body, and that is essential for survival. So that's like the good part of the cortisol or the stress hormone. So, but when you have chronic stress day in and day out, and that prolonged cortisol release happens again and again and repeatedly, it can then, like, there can be a burnout, and that can lead to fatigue, irritability, difficulty in concentration. Now, let's look at energy regulation. Now, adrenal glands also maintain your blood sugar balance, your energy levels. So, obviously, when they are overtaxed, uh, you will feel that energy crashes, sugar cravings, and you might be relying more on your cup of coffee than you want to, right? Or your caffeine, that is your teas and coffees. Now, high stress levels and poor adrenal fatigue can also disrupt your sleep-wake cycle. So, if you are not sleeping well in the night, of course, you're not going to wake up refreshed and full of energy in the next day. So that affects your full day. That is completely, I mean, and for me, it was used to be a complete write-off if I don't sleep well in the night. Anyway, so there is a connection between your adrenal fatigue and chronic pain as well, but I'm not going to cover that so much here. I have done another video on it. Okay, so what I've done is I have written a blog on the same topic. I will just tell you the blog is called Five Easy Tips for Busy Moms to Manage Adrenal Health for Better Energy. Now, that one has more tips than what I'm sharing here, in addition to what I'm sharing here. But that is just because of the constraint of time in the video, so I cannot share so many. But I will leave a link to that blog in the description of this video. If you're watching me on Instagram, the link is in my bio. If you can't find it anywhere, or really you're a busy mom, you can't be bothered to look for it, message me or drop a comment below this video. I'll send it to you. In that blog, there is a video called The Connection Between Adrenal Fatigue and Chronic Pain. There are a lot of other interesting and educational links to other blogs and videos that I have done on the same topic of tiredness, energy, brain fog, etc. So you can have a look at that the blog, okay? And I will come back to the blog. There's a little bit more that I want to talk about, but let's talk about the three easy tips to protect your adrenal health. Now, you want to prioritize your rest and recovery. So it's not just in the nighttime, but during the day. Schedule those short breaks during your day to rest your mind and body. It is okay to take a break. It does not say that you don't have to be guilty as a mom if you're taking a break from whatever you're doing with your children, or after you're done with the activity with your children. If you sit down for those 5, 10, whatever number of minutes you need, it's okay. I used to get very guilty about this, and I used to think less of myself because I needed a break, but that's not the case. You take that break, you are fresh, you are refreshed, you are feeling more energetic, you can be a better mom. Same goes for work. You can be more productive at work. I try and build in my meditation sessions or just deep breathing sessions because that helps me tremendously in my break times during work, because I know it's going to make me more productive when I'm working. So just see where you can fit this in. So even that 5 minutes of deep breathing or stretching can help regulate your cortisol level. Remember, cortisol is that stress hormone. Okay, now another thing you want to do is, oh, in that break, you might want to engage in low impact activities. In that break, you can do some stretches, etc. But in general, during your day, you you don't have to go to the gym to exercise every time, because for me, at least, I used to think going to the gym means taking out extra time from my day, which is already so packed, and it never happens, right? So, and if it does happen, I feel very guilty about leaving my work or leaving my kids and then going to the gym. So, what I prefer is some low impact activities like yoga, walking, Pilates, stuff that I did on my own, or even if you join a class, it'll help you to reduce your stress. It'll help you to improve your circulation. Avoid those very intense or high intensity, or the basically exercises that take up a lot of your energy levels, right? So try and avoid those. Go for weights, definitely, especially if you're a mom who's like, if you're like me, over 40, definitely go for the weights. But avoid those high intensity jumping, Zumba type of. I mean, I love Zumba. I did it for quite a few years, but avoid that if you already are tired and fatigued, right? Because that can worsen your adrenal, the strain on your adrenal glands. Now, the other thing I wanted to say is regulate your sleep cycle. Aim for that 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep during the day. I mean, sorry, every day during the night, right? So you want to create a relaxing bedtime routine. You want to maintain that consistent sleep schedule to support your adrenal glands. Of course, there's a lot that's been said about sleep, like, blue lights and use of white noise, etc., etc. So I'm not going into those general advice that you have, but I have a free guide which is how to maintain a good good posture while sleeping. If you're sleeping in a poor posture, you will not wake up refreshed. You will most probably wake up with some kind of aches and pains in your body. If not for after one day of poor posture sleeping, maybe after a couple of days or couple of weeks. So you want to maintain a good posture while sleeping. It is one of the keys for a good night's sleep. Now, I have left that free guide in that blog that I spoke about earlier. I will leave a link to the blog in the comments below this video. Now, that guide gives you the details of your sleeping posture, whether you're a side sleeper, back sleeper, whatever your sleeping posture is, it divides it down into those. And it also talks about three postures to avoid while sleeping, and how, if you are in one of those postures, for example, if you're a tummy sleeper, I highly recommend you change. But then how do you change to side sleeping or to back sleeping from tummy sleeping? I used to be a tummy sleeper. It is easier said than done, but it is possible. So that guide takes you through the steps of how to go from tummy to side to back sleeping as well. All right. So adrenal health plays a crucial role in maintaining your energy levels and your resilience as a mom, as a working, busy mom, right? By managing your stress, nourishing your body, prioritizing that rest and recovery, you can protect your adrenal function and you can reclaim your energy and your focus, right? So remember, these small, consistent changes in your daily routine can make a big difference. I'm not here to give you a big solution that is so difficult to achieve and really, I don't think any of the moms are up for it, right? So these small, consistent, simple things add up and they do give you results. So try them out and let me know how you go. If you have any questions, any comments on today's video, let me know. I'll be happy to help you out. Alrighty, I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.